This is painful to watch. Angela Rayner says at the start of the interview, "We have a housing crisis." Then she says we have plenty of housing. She then refuses to acknowledge the problem with mass migration. It's obvious Rayner doesn't have a sodding clue what she's doing. In today's video, we will watch and react, whilst also going over all of the latest news from up and down the country. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and join our fast-growing community. Just a quick one to say we have new Make Britain Great, again t-shirts available on our store. Go grab them now. They are available at britishstand.com or check the link in the description. Firstly, Prince William has received praise from Donald Trump for doing a fantastic job after they met following the historic reopening of the Notre Dame on Saturday night. The Prince of Wales shared a warm handshake with the US President-elect when they met at the residence of the British ambassador in Paris yesterday. Trump, who had his first meeting with a member of the royal family since his election victory in November, hailed the future king a good man before he turned to reporters and said, "Wow, what a nice group." During their 40-minute meeting, the president-elect shared fond memories of the late Queen and discussed a range of global issues with the Prince of Wales. The pair focused on the importance of the relationship between the UK and the US, Kensington Palace revealed. Now to the main story, and this interview is another car crash from Angela Rayner. Have a watch.
All right, let me ask you about another element of this. On the present densities, you're going to add 3.4 million, or homes for 3.4 million people with your 1.5 million houses. On your own figures, we're also going to add to our population 2.5 million people over this same period. Are you content that more than 5 out of 7 new homes will go to immigrants?
Well, that's not the truth, and that's not the case.
That's what will happen?
Well, that's not the reality, because we've,
well,
where the
2.5 million immigrants that are in Rachel Reeves' budget figures going to turn up? Where are they going to live?
Well, there's plenty of housing in the UK, but the houses, especially social
hang on. You can't, on the one hand, say we've got to build this 1.5 million houses and then say there's plenty of housing already.
There is plenty of housing, Trevor, already, but there's not enough for the people that desperately need it. So the homes, especially under our affordable homes programme, which is social and affordable housing, they will be there for people who desperately need them, local people. We've already outlined how we're going to support veterans and people who are fleeing domestic violence.
Okay.
Councils need homes for people that are on the waiting list. I've already announced changes to the right to buy, making sure they
have this doesn't quite make sense.
So that we can deliver the houses they desperately need.
Deputy Prime Minister, it doesn't quite make sense. You start the interview by telling me that there's a housing crisis. When I remind you that you have said yourselves as a government, we're going to need 2.5 million migrants. Some of them, by the way, people are going to build the houses. Suddenly, there's a lot of housing. Where are these people going to go?
Well, Trevor, first of all, when you say about building as well, the previous government did use migrant labour far too much.
What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. In some other news, military experts have raised alarm over the Ministry of Defence's ambitious plans to test electric vehicles, EVs, for combat use, warning that prioritising net zero objectives could endanger troops in real-world conflicts. Despite these concerns, the MOD is set to ramp up its electric vehicle testing at Bovington Garrison in Dorset next year, igniting a fierce debate about the future of warfare technology. Admiral Lord West of Spithead, former First Sea Lord, underscored the urgency of equipping armed forces with war-winning technology rather than focusing on green targets. "We need tools that can win wars, not just save the planet. War might be on the horizon in the next few years," he cautioned, stressing that combat readiness must take precedence. The controversy intensified when Defence Secretary John Healey visited Magtech's South Yorkshire facility, praising the company's creative flair in improving both battlefield and environmental performance of military vehicles. However, Colonel Tim Collins, who led the Royal Irish Regiment during the Iraq invasion, expressed doubts about the practicality of EVs in combat. "I find it hard to believe that current battery technology can provide the horsepower needed for modern warfare," he said, casting doubt on the feasibility of the plan. An insider close to the Ministry of Defence referred to the next phase of testing as a crucial stress test for the vehicles, signalling the government's growing commitment to integrating EVs into military operations. Since July, the MOD has awarded over £400,000 in contracts to Magtech, a company specialising in electrifying vehicles for military use, further fueling the push for electric technology. The government's net zero goals have become a cornerstone of its broader defence strategy, announced alongside Sir Keir Starmer's policy reset this week, yet not everyone is on board. Colonel Richard Kemp, former commander of British forces in Afghanistan, lambasted the initiative as virtue signalling and a misguided attempt by the MOD to align with climate change agendas. The technology just isn't there, he said, warning that logistical challenges, such as keeping current fuel-powered vehicles operational, make the prospect of EVs on the battlefield unrealistic. I can't see how it would work, he added. A Ministry of Defence spokesperson defended the initiative, insisting that the rapid advancement of electric vehicle technology presents new opportunities for enhancing military operations. We are committed to exploring whether EVs can meet or exceed the performance of conventional vehicles in battlefield conditions, the spokesperson said, emphasising that trials are already underway. In fact, tests on specially converted electric Land Rovers at the Millbrook Proving Ground in Bedfordshire have been conducted this year, with work currently underway to electrify the Army's Foxhound and Jackal armoured patrol vehicles. The ministry has also committed to electrifying its fleet of support vehicles in the UK by 2027. Lastly, experts are warning that drivers could face financial losses due to recent changes in fuel reimbursement rates introduced by HM Revenue and Customs, HMRC. As of December 1st, the new advisory fuel rates, AFR, will affect both petrol, diesel, and electric vehicle, EV owners, who use company cars or need to pay for private travel fuel. For electric vehicle owners, the reimbursement rate remains fixed at 7 pence per mile, which experts say may not fully cover the actual costs of charging. Research suggests that drivers who charge their EVs at public networks could lose hundreds of pounds a year. For example, a driver using a popular electric car for 6,000 business miles annually could miss out on up to £800. Experts warn that businesses encouraging employees to adopt EVs may be unintentionally underpaying them, particularly those who rely on public charging stations. With new AFR rates reviewed quarterly, the next update will be in March. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British political content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.